Hello and welcome to Preschool Storytime. I'm Miss Claire from the Chattanooga Public Library. Preschool Storytime is for children ages 3 to 5. Everyone is welcome. Grown-ups, we would love it if you would fill out the survey that's linked in the description box below. It helps us know how we're doing and how we can serve you better. We have stories today about homes, and you can see something peeking up. Does anybody want to guess who might live in this house? We got this for our yard. We can hang it in a tree, and we are hoping a bird moves in. So if you guessed birdhouse, you were right. This is a birdhouse. Our first story is called On Meadowview Street, and this is by Henry Cole, and it's published by Green Willow Books. It was a big day. Caroline and her family were moving into their new house on Meadowview Street. After things were unpacked, Caroline's dad decided the grass was too tall and got busy mowing the lawn. Caroline was about to explore the new street to see if there was a meadow on Meadowview Street when she noticed a small blossom. "It's beautiful," Caroline said to herself, "and all alone." The mower was getting closer. Caroline thought, "I'd better do something quick." The mower came to a halt. "Daddy," pleaded Caroline, "could you mow around my flower?" He said, thinking, "Well, that's less mowing for me." Caroline raced inside the house. She poked around in the boxes in the basement. "Aha," she smiled, "some string and small sticks, just what I need." Before long, Caroline had made a small wildflower preserve. Then she noticed another flower had bloomed nearby. Her preserve got bigger and bigger and bigger. "That butterfly seems to like my little garden," Caroline thought happily. See the butterfly? And the grass grew taller. As the grass grew taller, more flowers popped up all over the yard. Soon there were different kinds and different colors everywhere. Caroline's dad had a great idea for the mower. "For sale." One day, Caroline sat in her preserve in the heat of the sun. "My garden needs a shady spot," she said to her parents. "A shady spot sounds nice," replied Caroline's mom. Soon a truck made a delivery. Caroline's mom took a picture. "Welcome to your new home," said Caroline to the maple tree. The next day, as Caroline admired the maple tree, a wren landed on the end of her shovel. "Oh, you're looking for a home too," said Caroline. Caroline and her dad got to work. They found some plans for building birdhouses. Caroline helped cut the wood and nail the pieces together. "Perfect," thought Caroline, and so did the wren. They made a beautiful birdhouse, didn't they? In no time, there were birds and insects everywhere, around the tree and zipping among the flowers. Soon the wren house was full of twigs for a nest. Caroline wanted one more thing. "We need a place where everyone can get a drink of water," she said. The next day, she and her dad began building a pond. They dug a large, shallow hole and lined it with a heavy plastic sheet. Caroline added plants that liked living in water. She lugged large rocks to the edge, making ledges and little caverns for creatures to live in. They did a great job, didn't they? Beautiful. The more Caroline and her family worked on their yard, the more it changed. It was now a home to many things. What kinds of things do you think are living in the yard? Can you see? If I hold the book up, I see birds, butterflies. I don't know what else is there. And soon the Jackson's yard changed, and the Smith's yard, and the Soto's. Here are some of the animals that are in their yards. I see a mouse, a salamander, butterflies. There's the wren, house wren, a hummingbird, a brown bat, a swallow, a ladybird beetle, a mud turtle, coneflowers, and more. There was a home for everyone. It looks like the wren had babies. And now look at this street. Isn't that beautiful? Do you remember what the street looked like when she first moved in? I'll look at the front of the book. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. There's what the street looked like when they first moved in. And now several of the houses have beautiful yards with homes for all the living creatures. And that's on Meadowview Street. I have a story for you. It's called Caught in a Storm. Have any of you ever been caught in a storm and had to look for some place to take shelter? This probably happens more to animals than us, but every once in a while we get caught in the rain. This is deep in the forest. There was a mound of snow gathering up, and there was what kind of an animal is this? A rabbit sat shivering, looking for a place to take shelter. And the rabbit saw this tree. I can go. Maybe actually went under, but we're going to put it on top. I can go take shelter in that tree and keep warm. And that's what the rabbit did. And it wasn't long before, who else do you think might come by? What other kinds of animals might live out where? You know what that is? It is a giant squirrel. It's not really. There you go. And the squirrel was also lost and looking for a place to keep warm, and he saw where the rabbit went, and he followed, and he got under that tree too. Nice place to keep warm. Wasn't long before a bird flew by, looking for someplace warm to keep cozy, and she saw where the other animals went, and she did the same thing. She crawled into the tree. The thing was, there was another animal in that tree. Can anybody guess what it could have been? They didn't see it, but somebody else was in there too. If Miss Clark can turn it around very carefully, it was an owl. What do you think? I think we need to draw some around it so you can see him a little better. But there's our owl, and that is called Caught in the Storm. Thank you so much for that, helping with that story. You are good at guessing animals. Our next book is called Room for One More. Do any of you have pets? The most pets I've had at one time were 2 dogs. This little girl has a lot. And this is by Matthew Price and Ian R. Benfold Hayward. And let's see who it is published by. It is published by Matthew Price Limited. That's the author's name. He published it himself. That's pretty cool. One lucky day, we all went shopping. We were outside the sweet shop when we saw a little green frog. Someone will step on him, said Mommy. Better take him home with us. Give him to Daddy. So Daddy put him in a jar, and we took him with us. Looks like the man from the sweet shop gave him a jar. We were walking through the park when we saw a poor little kitten. He must be lost, said Mommy. Better take him home with us. Give him to Daddy. So Daddy put him in the shopping basket. Then we had a jar with, do you remember who's in the jar? Frog, and a basket with a kitten in it. Did you see the frog? We came to the pet shop. There was a beautiful canary. He sang so sweetly. He must be lonely, said Mommy. Better take him home with us. Can you say, give him to Daddy? That's what we say. Give him to Daddy. So then we had a jar with, do you remember who's in the jar? A frog, and a basket with a kitten, and the cage with a canary in it. And we went on. Just outside the pet shop, we found a little white mouse. He was very thin and shivering. He must be hungry, said Mommy. Better take him home with us. And what does Mommy say? Give him to Daddy. So Daddy put the mouse in his pocket. Then we had the jar with the frog, the basket with, who's in the basket? The kitten. Do you remember who's in the cage? The canary. And Daddy's pocket with the mouse in it. Do you think they're going to get more animals? As we were leaving the town, there was a little cottage with a sign in the window. Puppies free to a good home. Oh, Daddy, said Mommy, could we? And they put the puppy in a box and gave it to Daddy. Then we had a jar with a frog in it, a basket with a kitten, the cage with a canary. Oops, Daddy's pocket. Who's in Daddy's pocket? Do you remember? A mouse. And the box with the puppy in it, right there. And we were almost home when we saw an elephant in a field. It was tied to a stake. Oh, the poor thing, said Mommy. He's all tied up. No, said Daddy, no elephants. So who did we take home with us? We took the jar. Who's in the jar? The frog. The cage with the canary. And the basket with the kitten. And Daddy's pocket with the, hold it up, a mouse. And the box with the puppy. And we all went home. Now in our family, we have Melinda, Daddy, Mommy, Timmy, Charlie the puppy, Jamie the canary, Samson the kitten, Froggy the frog, Whitey the mouse, and me. And I see the elephants hanging around the yard. And a monkey. But Mommy says there's always room for one more. Who do you think she's going to take home? Got chickens, rabbits. She's got a butterfly. I don't know. Pretty interesting. All right. I've got a flannel for you, but I need to put the pieces on the board, so I'll try to be pretty quick about it. What do you think? We've got houses and mouses. No, we have houses and mice. The plural, more than one mouse, is mice. All right. And we are going to say, little mouse, are you in the, and then we're going to say whatever color house it is. So first off, we have, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 plus 1 is 6. And we have green, brown, blue, red, orange with yellow windows, and purple. Are you ready? Little mouse. Let's playing hide and seek. Are you in the, what color house? Greenhouse. Let's take a peek. Not in the greenhouse. Little mouse, playing hide and seek. Are you in the brown house? Let's take a peek. Nope. My goodness. Little mouse, playing hide and seek. Are you in the blue house? Let's take a peek. There's a mouse. What do you know? Little mouse, playing hide and seek. Are you in the red house? Let's take a peek. Do you think there are any more mice? There's another mouse. Little mouse, playing hide and seek. Are you in the orange house? Let's take a peek. Oh my goodness, 3 mice today. Little mouse, playing hide and seek. Are you in the purple house? Let's take a peek. No, we just had 3 mice today. That was pretty good. We sometimes only have 1. Right, I've got one more story for you, and it is called Home, and it is by Carson Ellis, and it is published by Candlewick Press. What kind of a house do you live in? What and where do you call home? Might not just be a house. We'll see. Home is a house in the country, or home is or home is an apartment. Anybody live in an apartment? Some homes are boats. Some homes are wigwams. Some are palaces or underground lairs. Anybody here live underground? Not me. What about shoes? Anybody live in a shoe? French people live in French homes. Atlanteans make their homes underwater. Here's a bus. And some folks live on the road. Clean homes, messy homes. What do you think this one is? Tall homes and short homes. Sea homes. Who's that? Bee homes. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Hollow tree homes. Who might live in a hollow tree? I don't know. But whose home is this? I think lives there. And what about this? I don't know about this. This looks like an upside down teacup to me, but I don't know what it is. Who in the world lives here? And why? This is the home of a Slovakian duchess. This is the home of a Kenyan blacksmith. If you look closely, can you see all the birdhouses hanging on the trees? This is the home of a Japanese businessman. This is the home of a Norse god. We're going to throw in a little mythology in here, huh? A babushka lives here. A moonian lives here. Is that what we call people who live on the moon? Nobody lives on the moon, do they? Who lives on the moon? A raccoon lives here. An artist lives here. This is my home, and this is me. Where is your home? Where are you? I am in Chattanooga. What about you? I work in Hickson, which is also part of Hickson is in Chattanooga. So that's interesting. Are you ready for one more? We have a flannel, and these are different homes. So you tell me if you know what they are. Let's see. I have 4 different homes here. Do you know what they are? Do you know what this is? Any guesses? How about this one? Bzz, bzz, bzz. Tweet, tweet, tweet. This one, I don't know what sound they make. I think I just know that they twitch their nose and wiggle their ears and thump their feet. And what about this house? So here we go. This is a nest. This is a hive. This is a hole in the ground. And this is a house. So we're going to say, this is a nest for a bird. This is a hive for, who lives in a hive? A bee. This is a hole for a rabbit. And this is a house for me. Can you say that with me? This is a nest for a bird. This is a hive for a bee. This is a hole for a rabbit. And this is a home for me. So what would you say? Tweet, tweet, tweet for the robin. That's a kind of bird. Our bee, what does the bee say? Bzz, bzz, bzz. And the rabbit, I don't know. Do they twitch their ears? Twitch, twitch. And wiggle their nose? Wiggle, wiggle. And this is a house for me. Thank you so much for helping me with our stories about homes. I always have a good time with you. I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you and goodbye.